a good melee v melee hero. Maybe they're thinking, you know, if Udyr is going to get the speed hit in, it's going to trigger the counter strike a lot. So it may be the dodge, but that's kind of come out of the blue, that one. I got to be honest.
Yeah, especially since, you know, Soaz's real comfort zone is Irelia.
Yeah, maybe they expected it, so they're thinking, okay, we're going to have to try something different. You know, I don't know. We don't get to see these guys practice too much. Maybe they've been practicing Udyr versus Jax. I am intrigued to see how this one's going to work, because it's not like you can power up and jump on Udyr, because he's just going to turtle shield.
Yeah.
So what? I don't know. I really don't know what the plan is here. I'm kind of flabbergasted that they've actually gone with it and picked it. Oh, come on. I bet he wanted to change.
Yeah,
I bet he wanted to change and missed it and let it count down too long and trolled himself.
Yeah, he said they can't switch, swap it out because of a bug. That's what you get for trolling.
Well, actually, you know... So, trollolol. So, remake blind pick. I mean, technically, they have to remake with the same heroes. So, if they really messed up, we'll see. But I guess we'll soon find out. Anyway, Team Solomid versus Millenium. It's a big game. It's the one for the group. Who is your favorite? We've just seen the picks. Who do you think? I mean, personally, I'm thinking Team Solomid.
Yeah, it's really hard to call in any case, but I think Team Solomid, they have somewhat of an advantage just from the fact that Millenium obviously have a substitute here. There's no yellow star, which is a real powerful thing, or person as he is rather than a thing.
Yeah, a thing.
But yeah, he's still yellow star, still awesome, and he's not here. So I think that's really going to play against Millenium coming into this game. But they have replaced him with, you know, players who are definitely up to this kind of thing. I should really jump in there quickly.
You might want to before they start it. And I guess the admin, I think there was a staff member. You might have, well, you don't see it on the stream here. A staff member coming in. That's actually Ymir, I believe. He's been writing up the reports over at IEMGamescom.leagueoflegends.com. So easy to remember. But yeah, I mean, they're doing match reports on there. Obviously, the videos of the games are being linked on there when they eventually get edited and they get uploaded. So, you know, you can catch it if you miss the action, which a lot of the Americans will do. I mean, we're probably just about getting in their time zone.
Actually,
it's quite hard for European teams.
When the day's done, we actually will have a rerun of the entire day. So if you missed any of the games, of course, you can find all the VODs on the ESL TV website, but those reruns will be there as well. So you can watch the tournament all over again because of that. Okay, there we go. So looks like Riot are in here as well. Go, 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 go. We can start this one off. Yeah, and because of the strength of Group B, okay, Tidus left now. Maybe we get there sometime in the end. Yeah, because of the strength of Group B, it might not matter too much when you finish first or second in this one. Okay, technically on paper, you're going to face the weaker team, which, you know, SK, Fnatic, CLG, and FX in that group. I don't think they really mind. If you're going to win a tournament like this, you've got to beat everyone anyway.
Yeah, and it's the good and bad thing. I mean, you know, obviously, if you get like a normal tournament where it's just straight turn up and play type thing, you'll have massive pools, massive groups, and you won't get a good game for a long time. However, because there's been such a big qualification period, obviously ourselves, we covered the European side of things, and ESL will cover in the American side. Colby Cheese was doing that, and you know, we get to see these amazing matches straight away in the group phase, but it also causes incredibly strong stacked groups, which is, you know, somebody is not going to qualify tomorrow. Somebody, well, two people, there's probably going to be 10 people to be fair, but but some teams, you know, and it's going to be one of the big ones.
Yeah.
You know, sponsors are here. You know, it's a lot of pressure that goes on you. These guys, and you know, Fnatic earlier, they had like a meet and greet over on the stand. It was insane. There was like people just pouring on. They were just like, oh my God, these guys have become rock stars overnight, you know, in terms of gaming.
Yeah.
They will never have experienced it. You know, obviously Dreamhack launched them onto this platform, and now, you know, these guys can't walk around this event. They are getting photos taken with them constantly. They're sort of experiencing stuff that, you know, normally they've just been sat at home streaming to themselves. You get that little picture in the corner, just like the little face sat there.
That was their fame.
Yeah. But now they're like, oh my God.
Yeah, really, I've seen so many people around today. One guy I have to give a shout out to, actually. I don't know his name, but he was wearing a picture of Hotshot GG on his T-shirt.
And Hotshot's got a picture of him with
really?
Hotshot. Yeah, he's really happy with that. So.
Yeah, but that's just great to see. And as Reginald rightly pointed out, League of Legends really deserves its position here, in my opinion. You know, you've got to have that casual, strong casual community behind the game. And we have lots of people here who are really interested to see these games. So we've got a loading screen. We're about to kick this one off. And, of course, it's for the first place in Group A. And it's TSM versus Millenium. So we are in game then, and just to point out there, Soaz is actually playing the AP this time, with Tidus taking Jax and Linak taking the AD carry. So things are switching up, and we actually mentioned this before the first game of the day. I talked to Kudra and said, mate, where is Yellow Star? He said, yeah, he's on holiday, but don't worry, depending on the champion that we're going to have, we're going to actually be switching up roles during this tournament, and that's something that they're going for here against TSM. So this should be interesting to see. We're not, by the looks of things, going to be seeing any level 1 fight. Both teams playing it fairly cautiously.
Yeah, and it's kind of expected. You know, these guys, we've seen TSM going very aggressive, actually, in the jungle. The first game, they went straight down the bottom and actually managed to get first blood straight out of it. Reginald on Brown there. The second game, they almost got caught themselves by Alternate on the main stage just earlier today. So remember that, you know, with it Millenium, it's just they're going to be more precautious. So you know, they've got to be very cautious of what they're doing. So immediately we can see that, well, they're just going to sit up stage. At the moment, I'm seeing Chaos actually starting in mid. This I am not expecting. So Reginald gone top, and Chaos setting up in mid, which means Udyr is going to go bottom with Janna. What the heck is going on here? This is like just complete change up. We've gone back to the beginning of League of Legends. We've got Ashe mid. What is going on here, Joe?
Well, we're seeing right now the odd one who will just finish off there. So we've got your PC on stage actually. So you're the cameraman.
That's okay.
Yeah, but like you say, I mean, Brand up there on the top. Maybe they're thinking that range can really force Jax off his game. And as you can see, Reginald just zoning Tidus out as often as possible. And that could be very interesting, seeing how the CS count goes in that area. Obviously, in the middle area, we have Soaz on Annie Chaos with Ashe. And actually, we're seeing Nunu coming up here, and Reginald in the safe zone, not going to have any trouble getting himself away from that one. Ward's going down at the bottom from X-Special. And Reginald may be caught out here this time, though. He's actually been taken from behind as he actually will put the pressure back onto Schleier. And they're kind of exchanging damage here. Reginald obviously already popping those health pots just to make sure he keeps himself safe. Gangplank is moving his way in as well, but the odd one is very, well, not very low HP, but only got around about a third of his health. So I'm not sure what we're really going to see from that one. Tidus actually will jump in onto Reginald there, and he's dropped the Ignite on him as well, so that may just force Reginald to go home. He does have still 2 pots left. He just used one of them.
Okay, so we've got to change a lane as well now. We're having some movements from Team Solomid here. Ashe has now gone down bottom with Jan. You can see Rainman come into mid. So now it's the Udyr versus Annie mid. So very creative gaming from Team Solomid here at the moment. Oh, it's stunned straight away. Rainman also got a nice stack on in the back. And that's going to do enough damage to really force him back. I don't think he was quite expecting
as well. We're seeing the pressure being put onto Reginald, who actually has to burn his flash to get away from that one again. Schleier has done a great job so far of coming in there. Odd one is actually by that Tribus, just hanging around just to see if Schleier makes another attempt to move in there. He's actually in that bush there, up by Reginald, but Reginald will force him away. Odd one is still hanging in there. Down on the bottom lane, we're seeing Millenium push quite nicely.
Yeah, and Rayman's also being stunned up again by Soaz there. Soaz burning the mana, trying to keep Rayman at bay. So obviously using that turtle shield to great advantage to just be able to farm against them. The target's actually gone down on towards Soaz's head here. So Soaz, you know, as the Annie in mid, it's something I've never seen in a tournament gameplay. It's Soaz playing the AP mid, which is maybe going to be a little bit creative. You can see the Rayman coming around the side here. The odd one does manage to go in there. The flash went down. He managed to get the exhaust solely. First blood. No, he's going to get away. Oh, but the odd one manages to flash in and use the parlay and does finally make him take down. So first blood going to the odd one. Nicely played there, but wow. I'll tell you what, there's a lot of summoner spells being burned up very early on here.
Soaz nearly got away with that one as well. That's the most ridiculous thing about it. But still, his initial positioning to be so far forward for me, was a little bit risky anyway, and obviously he's paid the price for that one. Up on the top, we saw Titus go back a little bit earlier on. Did pick himself up boots. Obviously, Doran's blade he started with from a little bit earlier on as well. Rainman is going to have his lane covered by Schleier, who starts moving down on the bottom. I have to say, Millenium are doing a really good job of keeping that Ashe and Janna at bay.
Yeah, and what we saw in Dreamhack was the Millenium and Fnatic were very good at lane phase. They were very strong lane phases, and we're kind of seeing it again. You can see down the bottom here that Linak is just keeping it very strongly pushed here. Oh, nicely, he pilt over Peacemaker straight over the Ashe there. So Chaos is actually forced very far back. I don't think he's going to be used to this one. Remember, these guys have played fairly easily paced games, has to be said. So, you know, to get jumped in suddenly to players are a lot higher skill level, it's going to be tricky for them. Titus has actually been, Titus, I should say. I keep calling him Titus. That's obviously after Tiddy from Fnatic, the Call of Duty player, long time ago there. Reginald has got the odd one. You can see Gangplank ninja'd his way in there, trying to get the stun actually onto Titus there. Maybe even trying to bait him into it. I'm going to try and keep my eye on down bottom because I can see Janna solo at the moment versus Caitlyn, which means Ashe has gone back and bought. Here we go. The odd one going to come around. I don't think he's going to be able to land that slow quite far enough yet. He's managed to get enough distance. You can also see that Schleier is coming up, gets that speed buff on towards Titus there. And Titus is going to back away. Meanwhile, in mid, you can see that turtle shield of Rayman. It's actually working very well against Soaz. Soaz is not going to be able to do a great deal against Udyr here mid.
No, I totally agree with you there as well. That shield makes it very hard to, you know, convert all that burst damage that Annie has into an actual kill. We're probably going to see him doing, you know, half, maybe even a little bit more damage to the Rayman, but probably not able to finish off a kill in itself. We saw Ashe go back, actually picked up the Madras Razors there.
Yeah, so we've seen this with Team Solomid. It's actually something they've been doing pretty much all the way through, and apparently it's become almost a stable place in American gaming. Is they go all for Wriggles Lanterns. You get 3 Wriggles Lanterns, which means they can do the dragon a lot faster, quicker. So when it becomes like a scary team fight around there, they're just going to get it straight down. Also gives them the opportunity to do Baron a lot quicker, which is what we've seen. So it's kind of caught us out, and we have seen some of the European teams doing it. Oh, the odd one having a peek there. He's not really in a situation. The ward spotting him, he was pinged straight up as soon as he was going there. So again, Gangplank's going to have to go back. I've not seen too much jungle invasion actually from either of these sides, considering it's Nunu and Gangplank. Maybe I've just not been watching it because the action's been fairly hotting up at the moment. Let's have a look at down the bottom because CS-wise, 55 to 50, so pretty even stuff between them. At the top, you can see it's going to be Jax versus Brandy. You'd expect Brand to be higher, and he is, because Jax is it's a little bit light in the early levels, so he just needs to, and you can see he's actually being zoned out there. Nice pump straight on towards Reginald, managed to get the ulti off on them. They're both double ignited. Will he finish him off? Yes, he will. Reginald with the kill, with a basic attack flash there. Very aggressive stuff, and really could have gone either way. If, you know, anyone would have had a little bit of help there, they certainly would have. Let's have a look towards mid. You can see still nothing from it. And, you know, Soaz is not even bothering holding Tibbers back because he just knows he's not really going to be able to do a fat lot about it. Let's have a look down the bottom. You can see a Gamian push. Where's that arrow going straight off to? I'm going to follow it. I think it was going for Annie. Annie just dodges it because Schleier had just seen it straight on the screen there. So I think Annie would have not gone down there, but a lot of damage being done regardless. And let's have a look. Brandy's going to go back. So Reginald will be buying, I guess.